Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, my loves. It's Destin Choice. Oh, wait, my bad. I forgot. Hi, my loves. It's Destin Choice, and you're watching TROYCETV. So in today's video, I just wanted to get on here and say that I officially went to Trinidad. This is a old-ass fucking vlog that I never got the chance to edit, but I'm finally going to put it out there because a lot of people have always told me, yo, you go to all these places and you don't even vlog it. And let me tell y'all, I've been to a lot of very interesting and unique places. I went to Saudi Arabia, and that shit was amazing. Y'all, look at this. They literally have restaurants where you are in a private booth. They bring you your food like a regular restaurant, and you sit on the floor and cross your legs. This is freaking crazy.
That is so crazy. They really built their own Times Square here. I didn't think I'd ever see it. This is way cleaner than Times Square. Way more secure, way more compact. You don't smell like pee and smoke everywhere. Like, sheesh.
I went to, London by myself. That was amazing. I went to Senegal in West Africa. That was great. I went to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and that was a very unique experience. And I'd be thinking to myself, wait, why am I not filming this? I've had a lot of influencers tell me, yo, you should be filming this. All these things you go to and do, you should be filming it. You should be documenting it, post it on YouTube. But the reason why I never did vlogs like that was because in my head, I would think, is anybody really going to watch that shit? Like, that's like, who wants to watch me walk around and film my life? Like, people want to know about the tea, the entertainment, the news, what's going on in pop culture and shit like that. But then a lot of people told me, no, you should really just vlog because people fuck with you for you. Oh my God, I can actually touch the liquor. Yeah, America could never. The liquor is easily accessible. Oh my God, if this was the US, somebody would have swiped all this shit and put it in their coochie or something, or put it in their fanny pack. Now, as I do my first vlog, I want to let you guys know that I decided to take you guys with me to my trip to Trinidad and Tobago. Now, as you guys know, I got dragged by the entire island because if you guys didn't know, I made a video reviewing a disgusting restaurant in Los Angeles that served very low quality food. And for the most part, I made a video critiquing the food and saying that the food was trash. And a lot of people assumed that I was referring to the country, only because some dumbass Instagram page decided to screen record my video without tagging me per usual, and they decided to basically headline it and make it seem like I was attacking an entire culture, when in reality I was just dragging the food and how poorly seasoned and how poorly prepared it was. Now, I got a lot of threads, people telling me to stay the fuck away from the country and go to hell and fuck you, you fucking American, that's why you guys don't have no fucking culture, and all types of stuff. But I decided to use it as an opportunity to turn a negative into a positive. As I was getting dragged and getting backlash by a lot of people on TikTok and in social media in general. Trinidadian style rotties.
Come on.
Let us deal with it one time. First to begin, the word is not
Rotties.
nobody knows what the fuck a
Roti
is.
Popular dish in Jamaica. Fuck, not Jamaica. Where y'all from again? Trinidad.
I suggest if you're going to do a little article on roti, you'll get the information from a Trinidadian who will tell you what a roti is.
Just for that, now I'm going to Trinidad. So I took a solo trip, yes, a solo trip, to Trinidad and Tobago, and I decided to see for myself what the island had in store in terms of the food, the culture, and I decided to go around trying to make new friends.
And bag to be picked up at Spain, okay?
Okay, perfect. Thank you. When I tell y'all that flight was long as fuck, it was literally a 12-hour flight. But I finally made it, I made it to Trinidad late at night. Shit. I'm in Trinidad. Ready to try I'm ready to try the rotis. I'm ready to try y'all rotis, and let's see how the rotis taste. No, I'm kidding.
Nobody knows what the fuck a
Roti
is.
We're in Trinidad.
Now, one thing I learned about Trinidad is that they love their fast food. I kept seeing flyers for the same fast food restaurants. And they don't just have McDonald's, they have like their own version of fast food restaurants. And interestingly enough, when I got to Trinidad, all I kept thinking about was Nicki Minaj. Because Nicki Minaj actually filmed her Pound the Alarm music video in Trinidad during Carnival. So every time I was walking past the airport, seeing the hills, seeing the streets, I really just kept thinking, oh shit, yo, this is where Nicki Minaj was. This is where she filmed everything. Then as I was checking in, I noticed that obviously you have to go through passport control when you go to any country. This lady was taking forever and ever and writing on a whole bunch of shit. The whole time I'm thinking to myself, bro, is she trying to tell me how to spell roti or something? What the hell's going on? She took forever. Now, I actually stayed in a really nice Airbnb that was very central, so that way I stayed in a good area and I was near the party street called Area Pita. And I got a nice taxi cab driver that was plugged into me because of my Airbnb host. I asked him to recommend me a good taxi cab, which I always do when I'm in a foreign country in most cases, if the airport does not have Uber. And come to find out, he was nice as fuck. He was really cool at first, but he really irritated me because his ass charged me mad fucking money once we got out of the fucking taxi cab.
Okay. Well, you guys have coconuts and mangoes and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, from where you are, if you walk north and around the savannah, well, you can always do that. Like take a trek around the savannah, kind of take in some of the sites. They will have coconut vendors where you can get a nice, cut fresh, not no package thing.
Okay, perfect.
The actual nuts. And then if you ask them for one with slight jelly, when you finish drinking the water, they will cut it for you and take part of the coconut and make like a kind of spoon, and you could scoop out the jelly and eat it.
So in Trinidad, do you guys have like what's the racial and culture population? Is everyone mostly black or Indian or mixed?
Well, there's a healthy mix. In terms of they will have the Afro Trinidadians and the Indo Trinidadians will probably make up like about 44%, give or take a couple percentage points in terms of racial makeup. And then the balance will be made up with Chinese, Portuguese, French Creole, but we call them Trinidad White, and Syrian Lebanese.
Nice. Oh, so, and there's no racism here at all against no.
Once you have people of different races, you're going to have racism. But the thing is, the politicians, of course, as is usually the case, are the ones that usually advance it. And within the last 10, 20 years, because of the growth of social media,
Yes.
you have it being kind of exacerbated outside of the normal, like when there's a general election. Because when there's election, there's always when people are looking to divide people, they're looking to get people in certain sections, certain demographic groups, or voting blocks. And like they say, but which is not dissimilar to what happens anyway. They always talk about, my tribe, as it were. So,
It's more so classism? Is it classism? Mostly?
But you'll always have classism because of the disparity of incomes and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But actual racism, because like because the dynamic in Trinidad is the Indian people tend to have more money because they tend to be in a lot of businesses.
Yeah, they own a lot.
Right. And the Afro-Trinidadians tend to work with the government, so they tend to be a lot of public servants.
Wow.
And so you have that dynamic. So you have the Afro people have political power, or more or less, and the Indo people have economic power. So you understand the tensions that could be derived.
Oh, wow.
Now, there's a mix of the Indian and the offspring of an Indian and a Negro-Afro relation. We call them Dslr, which is like a mix. And the thing is, there are a lot of them. So which goes to show you that a lot of the race thing is something really perpetuated by the politicians. There are families in Trinidad that if they gather, like they have a family gathering, you would think it's a meeting from the United Nations. You know, there's such a...
Because it's so diverse.
Diverse, exactly. So a lot of the race thing in Trinidad is like I said, it's just, it really is in large part propagated by the politicians.
So racially, do you consider yourself mixed, or do you consider yourself just Trini?
I'm Trinidad.
Yeah. So do you consider yourself
okay, because just the other day I was telling my wife this. My great-great-grandfather was a white guy from Spain.
Okay.
But he went to Venezuela and married a black woman.
Wow.
You understand? And this week we had that conversation. My wife was telling me that her father, either in her father's or grandfather thing, they have Indian people. There was somewhere in the mix. There was some interracial relationship. So that's why take my point that racism in Trinidad is a stupid thing. But if you go far back enough, you realize there was some mixing somewhere.
Wow, those buildings are so big. What is that? Those big buildings, is that downtown?
Yeah.
Those big, beautiful buildings.
A lot of those are government buildings, and on one side, well, basically, a lot of them are government buildings, but on one side, you'll see that we get closer. One side was supposed to have, what you call it, like an international finance center, but that kind of fell through when they had the economic crash in 2008.
Yes.
So that they kind of use it for other purposes.
You guys actually eat sharks.
Richard Bacon Shop. That is the place I was telling you. If you don't get to go Maracas, that is the guy. He's like the KFC of Bacon Shack.
Okay, perfect.
Now, granted that if you buy it from anybody else, it will taste the same, but it's just like he's like the most popular name now.
Wow. I also hear KFC is very big here. What do you think? What do you think
KFC,
of it?
If you're into that, the KFC tastes different here.
Sounds yummy.
So, I always tell people, I think we have a little more than 11 herbs and spices.
Yes, you guys season it.
Yeah, it tastes different. Even like Chinese food here tastes different than what you would get
in the States or somewhere else.
Right.
So this is basically the area that I stayed in when I was in Trinidad, the Port of Spain capital. That's the name of the capital, Port of Spain. And basically it's the party street. It's called Area Pita. This is where all the fun is. This is where all the nightclubs is, where all the bars are. And fun fact about Trinidad, it's not touristy at all. Literally. Like when I tell you, if you go to Trinidad, you're not going to get the special tourist treatment. You're just not, because it's not a touristy island. A lot of people who live there are locals, and nobody gives a fuck about where you're from or what you are. People just care about if you're cool and if you get the fuck out of their way. It's really that simple. You know, when I came here, no one could really tell that I was a tourist unless they actually worked with tourists before. So I finally made it safely into my nice Airbnb. My host checked me in, blase. But let me tell you how my driver pissed me off. He seemed cool from the vlog footage I saw, but I really hated how he charged me a shit ton of money for the ride. So I was charged approximately like 315 TT, which is crazy because I wouldn't even pay that much if I was in California. I wouldn't even pay that much leaving the airport if I was in New York City. I wouldn't even pay that much if I was in Philly leaving the airport. I wouldn't even pay that much if I was in London leaving the airport. This place isn't even that expensive for them to charge me that much. So yeah, all in all, lesson learned. And this is exactly why people don't like cab drivers anymore. And this is exactly why I'm glad Uber drivers and Lyft drivers and any rideshare app companies are putting taxi cab drivers out of business, because they do shady stuff like that. They'll literally, hijack the price. One thing I learned is you're supposed to haggle. You're supposed to say, oh no, I'll pay this, I'll pay that. And usually you can get away with it. But sometimes they know since you won't haggle and you just ask them what the price is, they'll just think of the highest price and they'll pretty much get away with it because they know they can. So that kind of annoys me a little bit. I could have haggled and negotiated the price, but I just asked them how much it was, because again, in the US, we're told that whatever the price is what the price is. But in other countries, sometimes we forget that we can actually haggle and negotiate. And I should have agreed to a price initially by saying, hey, how much am I paying? Hey, I'm only paying this. But then again, that's the pain and the shit you have to go through when you travel solo and you don't know anything about a country. People will quickly rip you off. And that's the thing. That's why whenever I go to another country, if they don't have Uber, I dread having to use a taxi. I'll usually book my ride in advance. Just fucking like find like a bus or some shit, because these taxi drivers will take advantage of you. So that's a lesson learned. And all in all, if you could take an Uber, take an Uber, no matter what country you go to.
Right, so there's 3 sets of keys here, right? These two, first of all, for either one of these, I always forget to like wrap something to tell you which is which, but it's pretty simple. You could just kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Simple as that.
Hi, my loves. It's Destined Choice, and I'm doing my fucking first vlog. I'm really pissed off because that dumbass cab driver charged me $315 Trinidad, which is weird because I was talking to people who were actually on my flight, and there's one woman who's Trini told me that literally a fucking taxi shouldn't cost more than 100 TT, which is basically around 10 US dollars. But instead, this bitch ass nigga ended up charging me like 45 US dollars, which was so fucking annoying for a taxi ride. But I was like, whatever, fuck it, I don't care. It sucks that I got scammed, but I realized that last minute because I don't know the currency. But it sucks that taxi drivers all over the world will literally try to buck you if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, if you don't know anybody. So, lesson learned. And yeah, I'm in Trinidad. To all the Trinis that were talking shit, kiss my ass. I'm gonna try the local food and see for myself. I'm gonna get some food because I'm bored and I'm not doing shit and I'm hungry as fuck. So, fuck that shit. I'm gonna get some food. Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. Let me not put this shit on my face because, you know, diseases be spreading and shit. Wow, look how rich I am. When in reality, this is like fucking like, what, 60 US dollars. This is nothing. Exhausted, but I'm fucking starving. So I'm gonna get some Venezuelan food. And yeah, I'm walking. It's like 6 minutes away. Oh my God, look at me. Oh shit, that was a steep hill. So I'm walking around. It's about 9 o'clock at night. And of course, I know a lot of y'all are saying, oh my God, it's dangerous. Be careful. Yeah, but believe it or not, I was perfectly fine. I saw young women walking from work. I was walking by myself. I saw people at cafes. I was fine. You know, Trinidad gets a really bad rep for being dangerous all over the news. You always hear about it when it comes to, you know, drug trafficking and, you know, chaos. And recently there was a lot of protests going on in Trinidad because a lot of women were marching because of, you know, the dangers it is, how dangerous it is for women in general.
Has sprung up on the island nation of Trinidad and Tobago, demanding an end to what's being called a plague of violence against women. But the government of the Twin Island state, just off the coast of Venezuela and the southern Caribbean, has been accused of ignoring a major study's recommendations aimed at reducing the rate of murder and domestic abuse.
Women are marching to reclaim Trinidad's streets from sexual predators, kidnappers and murderers.
We want the world free, not free.
After this demonstration, I got a message about yet another femicide. A 7-year-old boy cried for help as his mother was attacked by his machete-wielding father. They found 36-year-old Adana Elaine hacked to death. Her husband hanged himself. Adana posted this picture on Facebook a month before her murder.
And y'all, people see stuff like this and they allow it to discourage them from coming to this island or any island in general. But I'm telling y'all, there is way worse shit happening in Florida. There's way worse shit happening down the street because Ray just built a trap house, or Jaquan just, you know, just started a whole shootout, or, you know, the Felipes and the Essays and shit just drove down the street with guns and shit. There's a lot of crazy stuff everywhere. You just have to be on guard, vigilant, paying attention to shit, and just stay in good areas. Don't let the shit they say on the news discourage you from traveling. Yes, they may say that, oh, there's some danger here, but trust me, a lot of these countries are fucking huge. And as long as you stay within the good areas, you'll likely be fine. And overall, in spite of that, that may be true. You do have to be careful, but you have to be careful anywhere you go. You know, nowadays where the police don't even show up in America, you got to watch your back every and anywhere. But I was fine. I felt fine. You know, it was a nice, beautiful atmosphere. There were even people in the neighborhood late at night, around 10 o'clock at night, walking past me saying, "Hello, how are you?" Like, friendly and neighborly. That's crazy. I could never do this if I was in downtown Chicago, or if I was in downtown LA, or downtown Philly, or even walk around Houston this late. And if y'all really don't believe me when it comes to me being safe and feeling safe, tell me why I got lost. I was looking for Venezuelan food. The restaurant ended up closing early, because that's the thing in Trinidad. A lot of restaurants will say they're open, but they'll close mad fucking early, which is annoying. I got lost looking for some good-ass food. I found this nice little barbecue chicken truck, and I had like literally no way to get home. Like I literally got like lost trace of my steps. And mind you, I don't have Wi-Fi or service in this foreign country. So tell me why, as I was out here, you know, ordering my food, ordering some good ass food, I came across these really nice people who are ordering food, right? These two friends. And I was telling them my situation. They heard my accent. They saw the way I was dressed, and they could tell I wasn't from there. And I told them I was lost, and I asked for directions. They were nice enough to say, "Yo, you want to ride?" I said, "Fuck it, why not?" They had good energy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling y'all to just hop in the car with strangers. But after talking to them for a few minutes, getting a feel of who they were, they seemed like really genuine and chill ass people. And they were willing to drop me off, since considering it was only like a 4-minute drive for them. And they were nice enough to try to help me find my location. They knew the street that I stayed on because I told them the area I was in. And they were nice enough to drop me off. And guess what? I'm still cool with one of them to this day.
Look at you. Just turn right.
Oh, this is Shaggy Road. No, this road.
And you can't turn up here.
Nah, you can't turn up here for sure.
Okay, no, pretend it's the next one. You like this?
This light, not going to change because you know I was a man of order.
I'm starting to recognize it.
This one here. That's in this one. There's a shit.
Oh yes. This is the street. Keep going. Yep, we're almost there.
Yeah. Yes. How far up? Right
So
up?
like, give me keep going. I know we're past the little daycare center. Keep going.
Get away, man.
Hold up. Let me see. Wait. Right here. Believe it. I got lost trying to find some good food out here, and I didn't have no Wi-Fi because I don't have a SIM card, and my service doesn't work out here. And this nice ass couple was nice enough to drop me off to my Airbnb.
Y'all, I was so upset that my service was fucking up while I was walking around. I had just got off of the damn plane, got into my Airbnb, and me trying to be Dora the Explorer and shit, I got lost. But it was all worth it because I got some good ass food. And the best part is, all this I think only cost like about $8 US.
Getting lost was so worth it. Macaroni salad with the pepper pork and the chopped up lamb chops, so good. And then they gave me 2 thick ass pepper sauces, and they weren't stingy too. They filled this shit to the top. So good. Getting lost in the middle of this country was so worth it. Shout out to that couple that dropped me off safely. I ain't know them. They could have been human traffickers, but they were nice enough to drop me off because I got lost looking for food, because a lot of things are closed this late, and this was the only thing I could find late at night. And I literally spent like 20 minutes looking for some food that was actually open this late at night, and it's like 2 a.m. Got the Trinidadian pepper sauce. The
next morning.
So as you guys know, I obviously got home like around 2 a.m. because again, I got to Trinidad like 10 o'clock at night. I got lost for like a whole hour and a half walking around looking for food because everything was closed. And I decided to walk around the next following morning after I got my beauty rest to just see the area, see the vibes. And overall, Trinidad has some beautiful agriculture. Everything looks like it was made straight out of the 70s. A lot of the buildings haven't been updated, but it was beautiful. I decided to walk around, see the streets, see how everything looks, and everything is relatively Americanized. I got me some McDonald's because, again, for those of you who don't know, fast food is relatively different in different countries. And oh my goodness, I've never in my life had a chicken sandwich that scrumptious before. I felt like I was eating a Popeye's chicken sandwich the way that chicken sandwich at McDonald's was made. It was so good. So then, boom, guess what? I went looking for some real food the following day. Oh, look how beautiful that mountain is. Look at that mountain. I went looking for some real food, so I found this nice little restaurant where they served good-ass drinks early in the morning, and I wanted to go and eat there because the reviews on Google were good. But tell me why, as I'm walking to this restaurant, I, get my menu and everything. I'm ready to sit down. But the hostess tells me, okay, you can have a seat, but you must remove your hat because no hat's allowed. First of all, I'm vlogging, and I'm not taking off my wig. So I was turned away from the restaurant because, yeah, I wasn't trying to take off my hat. Isn't that fucking crazy? That's so crazy. That's a thing. So I got denied service because I have on a hat. Like, can you believe that shit? So I can't have none of this fucking gentrified ass food at a fucking Chinese restaurant because I have on a hat. Isn't that crazy? But he told me I could eat. I just have to take off the hat. And I'm like, what? Like, fuck that shit. Like, in that case, I'd rather just go eat somewhere else. Somewhere else that's actually packed because that restaurant was pretty empty. So I went on to be Dora the Explorer, and I went on to look for downtown Trinidad because I hear that's where all the action is. But people were telling me be safe because it's kind of dangerous. So I went walking around, and I found this beautiful area. It's called Chinatown. That's what they call it. It's not really downtown. It's called Chinatown, but they really call it Chatsworth in Trinidad. I don't know. Gentrification. But it was beautiful. It was so much action. It kind of reminded me of, Brooklyn a little bit. It reminded me of the Heights in Brooklyn. What was that area called? Crown Heights in Brooklyn. It was so beautiful. That's so crazy. They got a Chinatown here. Damn. What the fuck does China not own? That's one thing I noticed about Trinidad is that the Chinese people here, they really run shit. Like, there's a Chinese restaurant literally on every corner. I low-key really feel like I'm in New York City or in the States. It is so fucking diverse here. Like, there's Venezuelans, there's Indians, there's black people. It's so crazy because literally nobody can tell that I'm a tourist. I would think that if I came here, it'd be on some like, you're a tourist, oh my god, where are you from? No one cares where I'm from here. Literally no one, not one person has asked me where I'm from. That's crazy. I find that so crazy. Not one person has asked me where I'm from, who I am. No one cares. No one even cares that I have a fucking accent because it's not touristy here at all, so nobody really gives a fuck. Hello. Do you guys have mangoes here?
What kind?
Like the sweet kind, the yellow ones. Yeah, organic.
Oh, no.
Oh wow. Do you know where I can find organic fruit?
You will get that. Like, I'm going down Charlotte Street. You might get that down there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome there.
So I spent the entire day just walking around the city, just exploring. And I know I'm here for a week, so I didn't technically need to just walk around the whole city. But I spent hours and hours just walking and people watching, seeing people interact, seeing people eat, watching people walk down the street, watching people drink, just seeing and soaking up everything, because it really just reminds me that the whole world is virtually the same, but not the same. The only thing that was different about this place was the energy. Everybody just seemed more in a better mood. People weren't glued to social media. People were actually interacting. It just seemed like at peace, I had already ate McDonald's early in the day and I had grabbed some groceries, but I really wanted to, find some good ass food to eat because I was hungry. And then while walking around Chinatown, I managed to find this little Trinidadian Chinese restaurant. So as I was walking around looking for some good food, I came across this Chinese restaurant in the downtown Chinatown area. And tell me why the cashier recognized me instantly. The first thing she said was, "Oh my God, your face. I remember, I know your face from somewhere." I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, you're from YouTube." And then we had an amazing conversation. She was so sweet, so chill. I really wish tipping was a thing in Trinidad because I would give her a nice ass tip for being really nice, giving me good service, good recommendations and everything.
Shocked that you actually recognized me immediately. As soon as you saw me, you were like, "Wait, I know your face."
I names, but I go with the faces. I didn't remember you had plenty size of thing before. So I said you were cute and chubby and thing. And I said, "You slim down and sexy."
Oh yeah.
When you were talking about your sisters and them, I said this year real and it'll be fake and things like this other people. Yes.
This is actually my first time in Trinidad. Do you have any recommendations? Yeah, it is.
You enjoying it so far?
Yes, it's beautiful.
You definitely went to buy the Savannah already to check out the food and stuff?
I haven't seen Savannah yet. How is it?
Step up in the night time and check out the food and stuff, all the local things, doubles, roti, soup, everything. And on the avenue.
How far is Savannah from here?
It's walking distance. You know, you can take a car or a maxi and let them drop you straight up to the top. It's not far.
Okay.
If you take a car, it's about 5 minutes.
Okay. Is it open 24 hours?
Well, not 24 hours, but until about after 11, 12 night.
Okay, perfect.
All different stores, everything you want, food and things.
Oh, thank you so much.
Very nice meeting you.
It's nice seeing you too. Do you recommend?
Oh, you're out so late.
Oh yeah, so honestly,
By yourself too.
well, I mean, people say Port of Spain is very safe. They say this is a good area.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd be fine, right?
Yeah, but still just be cautious. You're talking to one thing, but downtown side more like.
Okay.
Down by the permanent thing more like. They meet people and some people will make it.
Okay, so just watch it back. Don't be too late.
And with certain people, yeah. Because you know, all around the world is the same thing. People will say Trinidad this and that. All around the world they need a little bad and they're indifferent. Okay. So you know, just be safe. Okay. How long are you here for?
6 days, a week.
Serious only?
Oh,
well,
only?
You know, this is the first time you have to come back.
Oh yes, of course.
And enjoy yourself properly, especially for Carnival.
Oh yeah, I'm coming back for Carnival. I hear that's always.
Certainly, you have to come back.
And as far as something to drink, what's a popular drink? Because I've never seen some of this stuff before.
Yeah. I know there's no Coca-Cola.
Excuse me?
There's no Coca-Cola.
Oh, Coca-Cola? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you guys.
But they had these.
Oh yes, I've never seen it before. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, very popular.
Yeah, this is fresh juices. That's carbonated and them things.
Oh wow. That's crazy. Oh, that looks good.
So, lemon lime and bitters, and it tastes good.
Okay, so I'll do. This is beer or no?
No, no alcohol.
Okay, I'll do this and this.
Yeah, this tastes nice. This tastes nice.
So one more thing for my vlog. Can you I'm shocked that you actually recognized me immediately. As soon as you saw me, you were like, "Wait, I know your face."
I names, but I go with the faces. I didn't remember you had plenty size of thing before. So I said you were cute and chubby and thing. And I said, you slim down and sexy.
Oh yeah.
I don't realize sometimes in the vlog you start to eat less and you just drink
Yes.
your wine and watch it. I said so everybody can do it.
Or I just have a little plate of food there and I never eat it.
But no, you just talk me, so that's what I like to.
Thank you so much.
Not fake and thing and you're afraid to talk your mind wherever.
Yes.
If they don't feel to demonetize like them, it's only for a while because you know you should the talking.
Exactly. But thank you so
Stay
much.
true to yourself.
Yes. And I gotta ask you, what's your name?
Stacy.
Cece? Cece?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Come back for treating them.
I will. I'll be back for Carnival.
Yes, it is.
Carnival is cool. So what area should I stay in for Carnival? Is downtown the best area or this?
Savannah. Wrong with Savannah.
Savannah?
Best place, yes. And don't fight. When you come, you will make friends and things. Or don't if when you come, you'll come back with your own friends and people and things. So you will enjoy yourself.
Okay.
So this was my experience trying the Chinese food in Trinidad. I didn't really like the Chinese food very much. It could have just been where I got it. But I didn't like the Chinese food because it was kind of, it just was mid. I didn't really like it. It just tasted very, old-fashioned. Didn't have like a pizzazz to it. I didn't really like it.
Oh no! Evil Rocky! No, Rocky. No, this one. Yes. No, that's Rock. Yeah, my friend. No, that's super me. That's super Rock. Yay! Rocky, that's available. Hey, you see my friend.
But let me tell y'all something. One thing about Trinis, they always kill the game when it comes to their hot sauce. They do not play. That pepper sauce that was homemade was amazing. It made the food a little bit better, so I guess that was nice. But other than that, the food was alright. The pepper sauce made it better.
Cutting all the hundreds.
And as you guys can see in this vlog, I got around from using this rideshare app called TT. Now, TT is their own version of Uber because they don't have Uber in Trinidad and in a lot of other countries. So every country you go to will likely have their own version of Uber if they don't have Uber. And I like using these rideshare apps because, again, I get to, support these rideshare apps and I get to support these independent contractors. But I also like the fact that I get to shit on these damn taxi cab drivers because these taxi cab drivers are mad shady, always taxing you when they hear your accent, always asking you an influx of money, always acting weird, having these little fake conversations, and then including their own tip in the price they give you.
I'm currently in Savannah Park. This is apparently the hot spot of Trinidad. This is the park where all the nice food markets are, and there's hella fucking cars here. It's like back-to-back cars driving in this shit. Like, as you can see, all these cars turning on their signal back-to-back, just going in and in and in, because this place is popping. This is where you see all the YouTubers do their little food market videos, because this place is popping. But let's see if the food is good.
What we doing?
So obviously the first thing I had to do was get me some doubles. And let me be honest with y'all, I do not like doubles that much at all. Doubles is like a breading snack where they use some very, very thick, fluffy bread. They fill it with chickpeas. They add some toppings on it. It's real, real sloppy. You're supposed to eat it with your hands. And I'm going to be real, I don't like doubles. I really am not a fan of doubles at all. I just could not get down with it.
Rice medium, no pepper.
What's your name?
Yes. Yeah, just a little bit of help. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything on your wrist?
Oh, it's perfect. Yes.
With all due respect, y'all, I took like 2 bites of that shit and it went right in the trashy. I just am not a fan of it. I just don't like it.
What is this?
Gambling board.
Oh, I don't know how to play.
Alright. Guess it game. You guess it at more than 7, less than 7 or 7. But like a scale balance. 7 is the main number. So I put it there to the balance it. And the people at the guess now, we can make less than 7.
Now, no shade to people who like to gamble every once in a while, have your fun, do your thing. But one thing about Trinidad is gambling is a big thing here.
Go bet, I raise.
Oh, you look pretty good at this game. You look pretty good. All that money.
Well, hey, I don't know if I bet for 3 of them. I was out there some good players.
Okay. Nice. Take care, though. All right.
Once I saw that water cash, that's when I knew I had to walk away. There's no way in hell I'm going to keep playing or even entertain him, knowing damn well he's amazing at this game. I'm going to keep moving.
Oh, that is so fucking cool. Look at that. Look how cool that shit is. Looks like hypertension in a handbasket. Oh my god. Looks like high blood pressure in a handbasket.
So then I went walking around and I found this really nice chicken spot where they served barbecue chicken, glazed chicken, and spicy chicken, and I had to try it. And let me just say that this food was amazing, but it really fucked up my stomach because I put a lot of hot sauce on it, but it was still good.
A little more pepper, please. Yes. Okay, that's perfect. Thank you.
Then I went on to try this dude who was selling rum punches or, organic punches in general. And let me just say that I wasn't the biggest fan of it because I felt like he added too much sugar. I went over there because I wanted to support him. He looked like a small business dude. And also, he was really good looking like Omarion. He looked just like Omarion. And that's what caught my attention immediately because he looked like Omarion. So I decided to try the punches. I wasn't really the biggest fan of it because I felt like it was a little bit too overpriced. But it was aight. Y'all, am I bugging or doesn't he look just like Omarion? The whole time I'm literally thinking to myself, that is the ice box where my heart used to be. It's the ice box where my heart used to be. Oh, it's so cold, it's so cold, it's so cold. Oh, it's so cold, it's so cold, it's so cold. It's the ice box where my heart used to be. Now, this is where it actually went downhill for me. Do you see all the shit that he's adding in the smoothie? So he obviously added sea moss to the blender, which is a very popular herb that is good for your body. So I guess that's why it was so expensive. I think it was like $8 US. But look how he's adding all that fucking condensed milk. That is so much condensed milk. And he's adding all that vanilla extract. And then he was adding all types of powders in it. It was crazy. He was adding so much unnecessary shit to it, which made it taste sugary. Like it was like a fucking melted ice cream or something. I didn't really like that very much. I think he could have put a little bit more effort into it. I think he could have definitely added like, a little bit more, substance or, some fruit. It's supposed to be like a cherry punch smoothie and he added like cherry powder into it and cherry syrup. What the fuck? Why didn't he use actual fruit? Why are you using syrups and powders? Thanks. How much do I owe you?
Drink on some. Yeah. 35. But drink on some so I can pull it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. How much do I owe you?
Drink on some. Yeah. 35. But drink on some so I can pull it back.
Okay.
Drink some more.
Okay. I hate when people do this. He wanted me to drink a little bit some out of it. So that way he could like not waste it. So he was like, drink some out of it, drink some out of it. Just so he could like, pour the rest from the blender. Which I'm just like, oh Lord. And it annoyed me because I remember I made it, I tasted it and I was like, ooh. I was not feeling it the minute I tasted some just to make room for the rest. Appreciate that. Thank you. And 25, right?
Huh?
25?
35.
Okay, give me a second. Nope. Now this one was selling, well, I think she was selling like lamb, oxtail, curry. This was my favorite part. She was selling iguana. That shit was amazing. Let me just tell y'all that. And I immediately bought some because I've never had iguana before. And this lady was so cool. She was so sweet. She was mad chill. Okay, so...
Right, so you can take out the picture again.
Okay, can I do one to go? Let's do the... What is this called again?
Iguana.
Iguana?
That's
oh,
the
wow.
dessert that be on trees.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, let's do the iguana.
Iguana.
giving me some of that iguana, but she's giving me some doughy bread to eat with the iguana. I'm not sure what that's called. Someone in the comment section tell me. But she's giving me like all this breading to eat with the iguana. I thought she would give me like, some rice and peas or some ziri Jones, some black mushroom rice or some black, but she gave me some bread. I thought that was kind of odd, but hey, I was down. I guess that's just what the thing to do in Trinidad.
I just bought some iguana and I took it with me. Apparently this is something that people eat. This is legit iguana with the scales and everything. Let's see if it's actually good. Okay. Well seasoned, chewy. Definitely has an odd texture. Reminds me of the texture of, I want to say it kind of reminds me of the texture of beef, but a lot softer. Not bad.
And of course, on the way home, I got me some watermelon that was for some reason yellow, and it was amazing. I've never had a watermelon like that in my life, but it was so good.
Breadfruit. Oh, I'm gonna be a roast breadfruit if I stand here for too long. We're gonna eat crab and dumplings. We're gonna explore this incredible island, and I'm gonna share all of the food.
Hi, my loves. It's Destined Choice, and I'm still vlogging right now. So for the most part, this is like around day 2, day 3 in Trinidad. And right now I'm about to go to Maracas Beach. So overall, here's my overall review of Trinidad. It is a very nice place, very beautiful place, very conservatively dressed people everywhere I go. It's very rare that I see people sagging their pants and, wearing inappropriate clothing or, women wearing shorts that are too short. Literally, everyone's conservatively dressed. You would think when you're in the Caribbean, everyone's wearing poom shorts because it's so damn fucking humid here. But no, everyone's modestly dressed and well put together. I even feel safe walking around at night. People still tell me, oh, be careful, but I still feel safe walking around at night because, I'm like, what the fuck? I feel safer walking around in Trinidad than I do in downtown LA or downtown Miami or even downtown Atlanta. Because people here are just chill. Now, granted, there are some areas that they say you have to stay away from. Like, here's a list of areas to stay away from in Trinidad. But overall, I've pretty much been good. So, I'm pretty much good. The only problem I have in Trinidad, though, is everyone here is obsessed with fast food. Like, I'm talking about Italian food, pizza, Domino's, Starbucks. The KFC line is ridiculous. The McDonald's line is ridiculous. And it's very difficult for me to find. Who the fuck is texting me? Oh, shit. People pretty much been telling me that, I always ask people, oh, so, where can I find, good Trini food? They're just like, I mean, you can go to that area, because no one can tell me where exactly I can go to get that Trini food. Which is kind of annoying, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, in America, you know where to find American food. You literally type in American food, and there's 50 results. Here, I type in Trini food. A lot of them are just hole-in-the-wall places or tiny little places that nobody really goes to like that because most people make it here. And I find it interesting because I had the same issue when I went to Senegal, which is a country in West Africa. It was very hard for me to find Senegalese food. Not to say that it's not there, but it's very hard to find the culture's food because everyone is so obsessed with America or westernized society. Everybody wants a McDonald's, everybody wants Starbucks, everybody wants KFC, everybody wants pizza, everybody doesn't want Trinidadian food all the fucking time. So because there's not that much of a high demand, all I really find here easily is Venezuelan food, Mexican food, Chinese food, or I'm finding things like, pizza, burgers, barbecue. Barbecue is everywhere here. So it's very hard to find things that are actually traditional unless you go to a hole-in-the-wall place. But maybe because I don't have a guide, and to be honest with y'all, I don't like hiring guys. I don't have a guide at all. And the reason why I don't like hiring guys is because they be so full of shit. They be trying to charge you extra. And then I had a bad experience where I had a guide when I was in Senegal, which is a country in West Africa. And this dude was telling me oh no, you have to support these local vendors. Because I remember one day I spent too much money on buying too many souvenirs. And I was like, okay, I'm going to ease up on day 2 with buying souvenirs. And he looked at me, this guy, my tour guide in Senegal, and he said, no, you have to support, the local vendors because, some of them don't have money like that because, they're farmers and, they struggle and all that stuff. And then that's when I put 2 and 2 together and realized he probably gets a percentage off of all the things that I buy as far as souvenirs. Hence why he kept taking me to a souvenir shop back to back. That's why you always go to a reputable tour company rather than individuals who want to be their own little fucking tour guides. But I don't like hiring guys because they're full of shit. I don't want to feel like I'm being swindled or haggled, and then on top of that, I'm giving you a separate price and then also you want me to tip. It's just hard when you're a solo traveler and you don't have family or friends or people you know here, because people will really swindle you and haggle you. So that's my best advice. If you do solo travel or travel with anyone, go to YouTube first. Before you waste your time looking for a reputable tour guide, go to YouTube first. Because a lot of these tour guides are full of shit and don't even really be showing you much. And then, of course, for some reason, everybody wants a tip, which is annoying. And it's crazy because tipping isn't even the standard in a lot of these countries. Like, a lot of these countries that I go to, and a lot of people, like, encouraging me to tip, tipping isn't even really a thing there. Tipping is only a thing if you want to, but it's heavily encouraged when you're a foreigner, which I get. They see it as a lot. They feel like a lot of us are rich and wealthy and all educated and shit, when that's not always the case. But yeah. I'm going to go to Maracas Beach. I want to see the vibe in Trinidad. Trinidad overall is a very beautiful country. I've learned a lot here. And the one thing that I'll also say that caught me off guard about Trinidad is the Chinese run shit here. Like, I'm talking about, like, everywhere I fucking go, I see a Chinese restaurant, a Chinese bar, a Chinese lounge, a Chinese tea spot, a Chinese hotel, Chinese symbols, Chinese this, Chinese that. I see Trinis working in a Chinese restaurant. Not to say there aren't a lot of Black-owned restaurants around the areas as well, because there are a lot of Black people, but Chinese run shit. The population of Trinidad mostly consists of Black people, Indians, or most of them are mixed with Black and Indian, or a lot of them are mixed with Black, Indian, and Chinese. But it's just mostly Black and Indians. When I say Indians, I mean real Indians, not native Indians from what we say in America. I'm talking about Indians, as in the people with like bindis and the jet black straight hair and the face cover. I'm talking about those type of Indians who live out here. Like, I low-key feel like I'm in Brooklyn, New York, because of how diverse it is here. That's that, and catch you guys in the next clip.
I don't know what time this goes though.
Okay.
This island is on the other side of the island, so.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Feel free to recommend it. I don't mind.
Like dirt ovens, so they're doing everything fresh on the spot.
Okay.
Yeah, molasses bread, anything.
So what part of the?
That's the fireside.
Okay. So as I was heading to the beach in my rideshare app, long story short, the drive was a little scary because we went from being on the road to being on a hill. So in my head, I'm like, wait, why are we on a hill? We going to the beach, right? How the hell does it take going on top of a hill road to see the beach? You know, that was a little scary to me. But apparently you have to go through the hill in order to see the beach, which I thought was very interesting. But the altitude was changing. It was getting cold. It was getting foggy. But it was so beautiful to literally see the entire country, to see the clouds, everything. And the first thing I did was went to go get me a bacon shark. And what better place to get it than by the beach? Now, bacon shark is basically what it is, a shark. And with breading. And you get to put all types of toppings in it and everything. So, of course, I had to try that because that's like the big thing in Trinidad and in some parts of the Caribbean. I think it's also big in Grenada, too. The only downfall was I don't know how the hell I was going to leave. So, come to find out, in order to leave this, hill, beach town or whatever, the only way is to basically leave by bus. And the buses come literally like every 1 to 3 hours, which is a little odd. So I couldn't really call an Uber up there because 1, the signal wasn't the best. And 2, Ubers are not trying to come all the way up here to go pick up people. It's just not a thing. So literally I would only have to get an Uber to leave. So I couldn't get an Uber to leave. So once I got there, I was a little bit disappointed because I was like, oh my God, how the hell am I going to get up out of there? So I ended up staying there for like 4 hours, but I didn't give a fuck because I came to eat.
So I have my bacon shark. And it's so fucking cool because they got this little area where you put your toppings on it. They got the pineapples and the cucumbers and all that other stuff. So this is basically it. This is basically shark meat. And then, I guess you just put a whole bunch of shit on it. Okay. Pineapple doesn't go on bacon shark?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. Gloves.
You can put like the one by your shoes.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, you don't want it? Okay.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You can scream. You can hold it
Oh, yes.
So the woman working there was nice enough to offer to record me. She told me to put on some gloves, but then she offered to record me, which is very nice.
They recently cut about 10 minutes ago.
Are these all organic or no? Organic?
Yeah, from local farmers like in the village.
Wow, it's amazing. Let's see. Cabbage on there.
Lettuce last.
Lettuce last? Okay. What is this?
Shadow Benny. It's like a seasoning.
Like a seasoning. It's like the dressing in a way?
Yeah.
Oh, this looks good. This looks a little crazy, but look, it smells good.
Tastes good.
Lettuce for a little bit. And this is pepper sauce, right?
Yeah.
I like it extra spicy.
So do I.
Yes.
Not too much of this.
Not too much, too strong?
Yep. Samron.
Samron?
No, this one.
So many seasonings, so I'll put one more. Which one's really good? Okay. Perfect. Pretty much it.
Y'all, I'm gonna rate this an 11 out of 10. That shit was good as fuck. Oh my god, I can't wait to go back. Unfortunately, it was a lot of flies though, because again, this is a beach town, and there was a lot of flies. Like a lot, like to the point where it drove me insane.
So I'm in the Maracas beach area. Ooh! Oh my gosh. Mushiness. Quicksand and fucking everything. It's crazy. Someone could like, okay, let's get the fuck out of here. I'm not really good at the whole vlogging wave, but I'm in Trinidad. This is me. Y'all bullied me to the point where I wanted to like come see this place for myself. I was bored, didn't have shit else to do. So why the fuck oh my god, they got coconuts on the street too.
I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the beach, I was like, why the water look like that? But apparently it's just because of the location of the country. And people keep telling me if I want to see beautiful white sandy beaches and tropical blue water, I have to go to the twin island called Tobago. Because again, Trinidad It's 2 countries, Trinidad and Tobago. So I got to go to the twin island that's miniature, and I hear that island is more touristy and more exotic and more prettier. Then I literally got me a coconut from a street vendor. It was so good, but then I had to get the hell up out of there because, again, I didn't know how I was going to go home.
Hey, excuse me? Is this going to Port of Spain? No Maxi? No? Okay, okay. Do you know where the Maxi is, by any chance?
Yeah, I don't wait for a taxi in the road. I don't know if anybody's going here.
Okay.
Most of them might be them white buses, small buses.
White buses? Okay, thank you.
So I asked hella people for directions, and everybody keeps telling me I have to hop on a little shuttle bus called a Maxi, but it was never showing up. It literally never freaking came. And I think it never came because I think this was like a Sunday or some shit, but it never came. And I was so irritated because, again, it was starting to sprinkle a little bit of rain a little bit, and I was trying to go home. I was trying to get out. I didn't know how I was going to go. You know, I literally had no way to get down the hill because everybody seemed like they already had like their own little tourist shuttles, and they obviously weren't trying to like drop me off to Port of Spain, but I needed to find some way to get home to my Airbnb. So I tried to call a TT, which is basically Trinidad's version of an Uber, but they don't want to climb all the way up this mountain because, as y'all know, it's a fucking mountain surrounded by other mountains, and it's a lot of work just to get to this beach. So a lot of TT drivers / rideshare drivers are not trying to drive all the way up here. So I was told to hop on a Maxi in order to get the fuck out of here. And apparently they come every so often on this little street that I'm on. But no luck yet. I've been waiting here for like a good 25 to 30 minutes. And no Maxi has come. But I'm manifesting that one is going to come my way. But other than that, I'm enjoying this breeze. The one thing that I like about Trinidad is that it's not humid as fuck to the point where you're sweating your ass off. It's very chilling and a nice breeze. But yeah, I'm annoyed. I'll let y'all know if I find a Maxi ride or a ride back to my Airbnb because I want to get the fuck out of here. I'm literally like 25 to 30 minutes away from my actual Airbnb. Okay. So overall, people keep asking me, is it safe to come to this place? Is it safe to come here as a solo traveler? And honestly, I would say yes. This literally feels like America, but except with more mountains, more purity, you know, less bullshit and nicer people. So I will say that it's definitely safe to come here. Solo, male or female. As long as you stay within the city and you stay within the good areas, you'll be fine. You know, as long as you even just stay to yourself in general. If you go looking for trouble, you 100% are gonna find that shit. Put up. I'm trying to find my ride the fuck up out of here because literally Ubers, well, TTs is what they call them here. Rideshare apps don't come up here because this is basically like a mountain town near a beach. But yeah, it's relatively safe here. It's mad chill. It's very reserved, very relaxed. I like it here. And one thing I'll say that I noticed is that there's a lot of fat people here. And I don't mean that to be rude. I mean that there's a lot of fat people here. As in, if you come to Trinidad, you are going to eat your ass off. And it's so interesting how I've seen so many people here that are fat as fuck. Like, I'm talking about, like, fat. Like, people who are legit, like, built like refrigerators. And that's not to be rude. That's just to me to point out the obvious. Because I point this out because, you know, people always talk about how Americans are so fat. Like, people from Europe always say Americans are so fat. There's a lot of fat people here. Not to say that everyone is fat, but there are a lot of fat people here. And that tells me alone that the food here is really, really good. The food here is very, very good. And yeah, they definitely do season their food. And a lot of things here are very much fried. Like, I remember I was talking to the cashier lady. Oh, shit, is that it? I was talking to the cashier lady. I was like, y'all don't have nothing that's vegan, anything that's like healthy? And she was like, maybe salad. I'm like, wow. Obesity in a handbasket. A lot of things that I see here are fried, oily, greasy, and much more. You know, when I do see a lot of people who are in shape, it's very, you know, every once in a while out here. But I relatively, mostly do see a lot of people out here who aren't in the best shape. Not to say I'm in the best shape. I'm not a fucking bodybuilder. But it really just shows you the climate, the education, people's relationship with food, and much more. It also reminds me of Mexico. In Mexico, there's a lot of people who are actually out of shape as well. You know, just a very interesting perspective to think of. But overall, this has been a really good trip. I had a lot of fun. I did a lot of shit, and there's so much to do. And guess what? I even hired a fucking guide. A guide would have charged me like what? Maybe like $400 US to show me around, drive me around. I walked around everywhere. My budget alone for eating out, going out, walking everywhere was roughly around like $160. Like literally $200 alone can get you very far here for the week. Oh, it left? It left? Oh. So as you can see, some nice man was nice enough to warn me and tell me that there was a taxi driver willing to take people to the city. So I quickly grabbed my happy ass and my camera and I ran to that fucking taxi cab immediately, and he had a whole bunch of people in there and I had to squeeze in. So finally made it back to the city, and when I tell y'all, leaving Maracas Beach, again, it's literally a mountainous beach town. Leaving was so scary because we're going down the hill where it's dark as fuck. There's no lights, and cars are going fast. So as we're going down the hill, there was cars going up. So it was just the scariest thing ever. I've never seen no shit like that. They really got to put some lights there to help navigate, because people only had to have their car lights to be able to see. It was so weird. But we made it back into town. We drove past downtown. I saw some of the street vendors looking beautiful, selling great organic food. And overall, I was just happy to be back in the city because I was over it. I was literally there for hours. Then, of course, you know, as I made it to the city, I had to make a nice stop to get some gyros. In Trinidad, they call them gyros, but it's actually gyros because it's a Middle Eastern thing. It's gyros. I don't know why people... I don't know, man. All over the world, people call it something different, but it's pronounced gyros in the Middle East. So, you know, which is basically, you know, shawarma wraps, you know, bowls, Mediterranean food. And this is a very popular spot. This is called Yusuf Gyros. And it was really good. You know, these people are Syrian. And one thing I'll say is another community that really runs Trinidad and has a strong presence in Trinidad are the Middle Easterns, the Lebanese and the Syrians. They have a strong presence here, which was a big culture shock for me because I didn't expect to see a shit ton of Middle Easterns in Trinidad. And I know a lot of y'all are going to tell me why I have my phone out. It's dangerous. First of all, you see this cop car right here? Police are everywhere. It's mad safe. Like everywhere I go, I see cop cars just cruising by. So I never really felt at ease or uncomfortable because everywhere I turned, there were cops patrolling the block because, you know, a lot of people pride themselves on making sure they keep their area safe. So the capital of Trinidad is really safe. I had a really, really chill, reserved time. I was never anxious because there was always cops around. And again, people were very friendly and nice. I got this nice little Mediterranean wrap that was right around the corner from my, you know, Airbnb, which was cool, you know. And then I had to make a quick stop at this place. Again, I know this is where I got lost, but that lamb chop, that barbecue was so good. This place is called Carrie's on D Avenue. This truck sells lamb chops, burgers, barbecue, all types of good ass fucking food. Listen, if you are a vegan, Trinidad is probably not going to be your forte unless you want some salad. But this place is so fucking good. I cannot wait to go back. I literally fantasize and have wet dreams about this place. That's how bomb it is. So, Carrie's on D Avenue. I'm coming for y'all when I come back to Trinidad. The food is amazing.
The next morning.
So I was on the hunt for some real Trini food. I wanted a place where I could find everything. I wanted everything in one restaurant. I don't know why that was so hard to find in Trinidad, but it was so hard to find one restaurant that had every bit of the cuisine so that way I could try. So I ended up going to this place called Creole Kitchen, which was recommended to me by one of those people who, you know, saw that I was lost on my first day and they wanted to help me out. So he recommended this restaurant and said it was pretty good. And I tried it, and the food, of course, was good. That's actually the food that I ate in my mukbang that most of y'all probably already watched. Then I went to the grocery store because, of course, I had to do some grocery shopping. You know, I wanted a couple things. I wanted some, you know, some hot sauce, some pepper sauce. And I went looking around for some pastries because, again, you know, a lot of these Trini restaurants don't really serve pastries. It was hard to find one that had everything I wanted. So I went to the grocery store to find some pepper sauce and then, of course, to find some... currant rolls, you know, some, you know, good ass donuts and shit like that. So that's where I went, and of course I found them all the way at the back of the grocery store. And let me tell you something about this lady. This lady who was doing the whole bakery work in the grocery store, she was so fucking rude. She was over here watching, I don't know, a YouTube video or a movie on her phone at her desk, and I asked for help and she had like a little attitude. Like, what the fuck?
Hello, may I get some help? Yes, may I get some help? Currants and coconut drops and other stuff. Okay.
Then, of course, early in the morning, I decided to, make a quick stop to KFC because, I heard KFC is a big thing out here. And yes, the KFC is good. The KFC is honestly good everywhere in the world other than in America. Like, if you try KFC in the Caribbean, it'll always be good. In Latin America, I'm not sure. But in the Caribbean and in Africa, KFC will always be good. So then I requested a ride, and I ended up meeting this really cool Uber driver. He gave me a lot of recommendations about the island. I was telling him how safe it was, and he was like, huh, who told you that? And I'm like, well, TripAdvisor said it was pretty safe. People on Reddit, and he's like, these people are lying. They're lying. It's not that safe. It's safe depending on where you go, but it's not that safe. But other than that, he gave me some good advice on how to stay safe, and he gave me some really good restaurant recommendations and really good food places to try.
Excuse me, can you recommend a good restaurant where I can find good, rotis?
Today?
Yeah, or any day.
Wait, you're Picton? Actually,
yeah.
One close to you in Tobago, Cheyennes.
Okay. Does it have a name?
Cheyennes.
Cheyennes.
So you are going to Picton. Cheyennes is around the corner.
Okay, perfect.
Cheyennes isn't too bad. Dobson's isn't too bad.
Dobson's.
Don't buy Hot Shot.
Don't buy Hossens.
Hot Shot.
Oh, Hot Shot.
Hot H-O-T-T.
Oh, hot.
Hot Shot.
Hot Shot.
Don't buy that.
Okay. Hot Shot is the type of pastry or something?
No,
what is
that's
that?
the name of the roti shop. Hot Shot.
Oh, okay. Stay away from that.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay.
Really and truly, you have to go further out to Port of Spain to get better roti.
Okay.
You have to leave Port of Spain.
Oh, really?
Those two options I give you, they aren't too bad.
Okay, so I have to go to like Trin City or something?
No, more like Central, South.
And do you recommend any like fancy Trini restaurants?
What kind of food?
Where I could dine in and it's authentic Trini food? With like good service and servers and everything?
Lots of different places, but you see, if you want, you gotta be real specific when you say Trini food, You mean like callaloo and macaroni pie and that kind of thing? Trinis don't really go and eat that,
Or aloo pie, no?
Trinis don't go to eat that. Like when I go to eat, it's not that kind of food I'm going out to eat.
Oh, wow.
I'm going out to eat like I told my girlfriend we'll go Mina House, which is like an authentic Indian restaurant.
Okay. So you guys don't eat your own food, you only eat it at home?
We eat that food at home, exactly. We don't really go out to buy the same food we cook it at home.
That makes sense.
So,
because you guys make it better yourself.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go and buy macaroni pie. I'm not a cook and I can make macaroni pie.
I feel you.
I'm not gonna go and buy that.
Yeah, because they'll probably charge you too much money for it.
It's just something you can make at home. So, they have those places, but
yeah, it's hard to find. It's very hard to find. When I try to look for Trini food, it's kind of difficult for me to find it.
There's a place in town, because I work in town, right? There's a bar in town.
Yes.
On Henry Street called Executive. They make really good Trini food.
Do you like Mario's or Papa John's or any of that stuff?
I like Mario's. I love Mario's. But I don't buy it from this one though.
Okay.
I buy from the one in Mario. To me, that's like the real Trini pizza.
Okay. Mario's.
Yeah. Right, so Cheyennes is this building right here.
Oh, I see it.
It's not the best, it's decent. It's not the best, it's decent. So you'll get roti in here.
Okay, this place right here.
Yeah, right to the red doors?
Yep.
Right, you'll get them. Now, don't have your phone out, keep your phone in your pocket.
Leave your gold chain, don't do
Oh,
dumb
wow.
things, don't go and move out. Once you stick to the good areas, you're fine. Around here is good though. You're safe around here.
Okay. Did it used to be safe? Because I heard some Trinis on the internet say that it's pretty safe.
It used to be safe. Tobago is I would recommend going to Tobago.
Okay.
Tobago is really nice, really safe, really clean.
Okay.
Good food, better beaches, everything.
Okay. So just don't be friendly, hide your gold
No,
chain.
be friendly. Just take that shit off. Don't
Okay,
walk around with
okay.
that. Don't be flashing your phone. Don't be flashing no US. Don't do them things.
Okay. And then I'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
So later in the day, I decided to take this guy's recommendation, and I decided to go to Cheyenne's, which is where you can find Trini food.
I'll take the curry chicken. Lots of it. Okay. Okay. And I'm sorry, how do you pronounce this one more time? How do you pronounce it? How do you pronounce this? Pomske? Okay. Pomste? Pomsete. Okay. No, that's done. It's okay. And then, let's see. Is this a goat? And then what is this again? Beef. Could I have some of your rotis? Excuse me?
Yeah, but they got very the bus shot. Or you want me to put one each? You have a bus pay? You want to try that for you?
We could do one each. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
And this man that works here, he was really, really nice. He was very helpful. And he actually recognized me from the memes and the people dragging me. And he said he really appreciated me coming to the country to actually try the food. And he appreciated me choosing, you know, the restaurant that he manages. So he was really cool and it was a great experience. So definitely check out Cheyenne's. Because again, if y'all watch my mukbang where I actually tried the food, half of the food that I got was from this place. And the food was actually really good.
You can say correct thing now.
Yeah, I came
You
to...
must say the wrong thing and it wasn't so.
Yeah, you're right. I see. You're right. So you recognize me from the video and everything? Yeah, that's why I came all the way here to try it.
Yeah, that's a better thing to do.
Yeah.
It's 100 for this, right?
Yes. Because in America, I live in California. They don't really know what they're doing.
Okay, we'll see another round of glass then.
Okay. Perfect.
Anything to drink now?
Anything to drink? No, I'm good.
I was watching your business, you know, I was saying
Oh, wow. Small world.
I did post about, and you know what? I do have to take responsibility and accountability within myself because I am the one who introduced you guys to these individuals. I don't know, for a long time, I was getting mixed emotions, you know? I was getting, don't say nothing, I was getting, say something, I was getting, speak your piece, say your mind, because the narratives that a lot of people were running with were hilarious. They were saying a lot of false information that they didn't even know. Like, you don't even know what happened. You know how ugly things can get. I really thought I made the best decision.
So all's well that ends well. That was pretty much my week in Trinidad. And let me just tell y'all, I didn't record everything, but I had a great ass time, made some great connections. And let me tell y'all, I had a blast. And as I was leaving, I ended up calling my one last TT ride, and she was cool as fuck. She bought me ice cream from an ice cream vendor. That was the sweetest thing ever. She was nice enough to pay for it, and we had a great conversation about, you know, racism on the island, classism, you know, everything. And it's funny because she actually knew who I was, but she didn't recognize me initially.
I always try to give them a little sale, because you can buy these things in the grocery, but they just make a commission when they do it like this.
Okay, perfect. But yeah, overall, Trinidad was a really great place to visit. I definitely have to come back because a week is not enough time to see the place. I was really sad that I didn't get to see Trin City Mall, which I hear is very big here.
Yeah, it's a big one. But you went to the beach and stuff, right?
Yeah, Maracas, Bacon Shark.
You went to Tobago?
Tobago, no. I should have because it's like 20 minutes, but
35 minutes.
35 minutes? Yeah, I didn't get to go.
You went to parties and stuff?
Oh, no parties.
There was a concert on Saturday.
Oh wow. You guys have everything. You guys have KFC, you guys have churches, you guys have Haagen-Dazs and everything. Oh, vlogging from memories. I do like rotis, I'm not gonna lie. I thought I got laughed at a couple times because I thought it was called Roddy or Ratty.
It's you using one with a YouTube video. They make a meme out of it now.
You remember? Wow.
You have a meme.
I saw
What is that? What is it you're talking about? A Roddy. Oh snap! Look, I had a Roddy boy in my car. We gotta take a picture. Before you leave. No, but
you're the third person to recognize me.
But who did that? Who did that wickedness? Why did it tell you that it's roti?
I went to...
And not Rody.
I thought it was Roddy or Ratty.
It was Roddy, I was saying. You have a whole meme, huh? It's famous.
I've seen it before. Yeah, I've seen it.
You see, you laugh?
I thought it was funny, yes. Yeah, the TikToks, everything. I mean, at first I thought it wasn't that serious, but I get it because, you know, I had a lot of food and I didn't like any of it, and that's why I came to Trinidad. I wanted to see if the food was good.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I had some good food here.
Yeah,
I had to come here to get it.
Pilau, bacon shark.
Yes, bacon shark was my favorite.
Yeah, I'm gonna come home and make sure. Alright, so you see what went on here? So how do you?
Yeah, I'm flying American Airlines, so... Oh yeah, so perfect.
So,
yeah, you
I
can
need to take a picture with this gentleman because he's a celebrity in Trinidad for his Roddy.
I'm the Roddy guy.
The Roddy guy is gonna be on my Facebook. Wait, my phone's slow. Yeah, taking time. Almost there. Okay, now. There's a sign, 2, 3. There he is. Look at that nice smile.
So that woman was a sweetheart, and then I went around looking for directions, you know, while I was in the airport because I couldn't find, you know, my terminal. So after I got all checked in, I met this young woman named Terry, and she recognized me immediately, and she was nice enough to help me with directions.
TROYCETV.
Yes, that's you. No, I don't know where it gets sense, but this guy can help you.
Oh, that's so cool.
Look at you slim up.
No, that's hello at CMOS.
Huh?
CMOS? You ever heard of CMOS?
Yes, I heard about
Yeah,
CMOS.
that's what helped me.
Swear, because they get Trinidad. Because no.
You follow me if you want to?
Yeah.
Perfect. I ain't taking away your follow me. It's not even how to like with food, boy?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Play.
Roti. Oh, wow.
Fucking currents. Down, nobody don't do that.
I eat 2 currants for breakfast and take all this money for me. 2 currants and drink
We
some
don't
coffee.
put ketchup on the currents. You're like, it's roti.
I didn't like it, but that's why I came here. I came here to try real Trini food, and it was good.
Yeah.
It was about roti.
Yeah, that's why I came here. I was here for 1 week.
Yeah.
You was?
Yes, I came here.
Document that too.
I did. I documented everything. I vlogged it, everything.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
So, what's your name?
Terry.
Terry, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright.
You too.
Have a good one. And you can follow me.
Okay, bet.
So it was nice talking to her. It was really nice talking to a lot of people in Trinidad. And let me just say, everyone was very helpful and nice. I had a really good time. And overall, I'm definitely fucking coming back. I couldn't go back for Carnival because, again, you know, timing and scheduling. But I'll definitely come back for the next big event in Trinidad because, again, I just went just for the hell of it. And I'm so glad I did. It was one of the best experiences ever. Getting dragged on the internet was one of the best things that ever happened to me. And I managed to make it home safe and sound and beautifully. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Let me know if you guys want more vlogs. Let me know if you guys want more, you know, serious vlogs. I just was giving you guys a taste of the kind of things that I do when I go solo. And I hope you guys overall want to see more. Again, I've been to like 10 different countries. And I've experienced all types of crazy shit and fun shit. So if y'all want more, let me know. If this vlog does well, you know, I'll do another one. So definitely like this vlog to let me know you guys appreciate it. Tell me your favorite part. And that's that. Like, comment, and subscribe. Choice out this bitch.
You can go.
woman's work, this woman's work. Oh, it's hard on the man. Now this part is over. Now starts the craft of the father. I know you've got a little life in you, babe. I know you've got a lot of strength in you, love. I know you have I know you got a should be crying, but I just can't let you. I should be holding, but I can't start let you. All the things I should have said, but I didn't say. All the things that you did and I didn't say. Should be crying and I just can't let you go, baby. From the heart. That's all you get for free. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.